Good morning, Channel 13 News. Big things have happened. My name's Catherine Shu.
And my name's Tanya Contreras. Today, we have breaking news for the colonies about the French and Indian War. British colonies tried to settle the Ohio River Valley, but faced conflicts with the French. The colonies wanted to move farther west because the land provided great opportunities for farming and fur trade. However, the French have already claimed the land.
Tensions increased due to the competitive trade and opposing religious views between the Catholic French and the Protestant British. The two countries went to war, and both were fighting with Native American allies. Most natives sided with the French, but the Iroquois sided with the British. The British were led by George Washington and James Wolfe, and the French were led by Louis Joseph de Montcalm. And now on to Bailey as she interviews one of the strongest loyalists in the country.
Thanks, Catherine. So, what's your opinion on the French and Indian War and how the British fought?
Oh, we definitely took it to those British. They never saw it coming at Quebec. Oh, in Louisbourg, Britain's Navy completely took out all their resources. You can never doubt the British. They win all the battles.
If I'm not mistaken, they did fail to take over Fort Duquesne, correct?
Well, yes, but Washington is a young and upcoming troop leader. And honestly, we bounced way back at Louisbourg and Quebec. I mean, who won the war, right?
So, many colonists are rebelling lately because of the war taxes placed on the colonies. What's your opinion on what they have to say?
It's completely absurd what they are saying about all these high-priced taxes. It's not completely inappropriate to rebel. I mean, Great Britain fought in the war to protect us and keep us safe. So why should I get punished for people rebelling because I'm being a good, loyal citizen to the crown?
So there are colonists right now in the town square protesting about the high-priced taxes. So don't you believe there's some reason why they would be doing that?
Absolutely. I mean, these are high-priced taxes, and it's hard to pay them. But Britain's just trying to get the money back that we owe them for the war. And I don't think any of us want to be in more and more debt than we already are. Like, do we?
All right, thank you so much for your time today. All right, you're watching Channel 13. Now back to the main studio with Tanya and Catherine.
Thanks, Bailey. Now we'll be right back after this short break.
Ooh, this is a pretty nice cup of tea. Oh, and imported straight from the British East India Company? Can you believe that?
Get your own tea today in the Boston Harbor. The ship arrives every Tuesday and Thursday. Only 6 pence more due to the Tea Act.
And we're back. The French and Indian War ended in 1763 with the Treaty of Paris. Although the British won the war, it left them in great debt. Since the majority of the war was spent defending the colonies, Britain began to enforce extreme taxation on the colonists.
They did this by passing the Sugar Act, Stamp Act, Tea Act, and Challenger Act, and the Townshend Act. These pieces of legislation were passed without colonial representation to Parliament, sparking anger that caused the colonists to rebel. Now let's go back to Billy for more about these acts and how they affect life in the colonies.
Great, thanks, Tanya. So, how has the French and Indian War affected you as a colonist?
Well, we're all trying to join together to boycott these British goods in order to stop this nonsense. I was really hoping for a better outcome because all the colonists are joining together to protest no taxation without representation. But so far the British haven't budged. It's really put a major dent in any savings that I had because I'm having to pay all these ridiculous taxes.
So, can you describe some of the acts placed on the colonies by Parliament and your opinion on them?
Yeah, some of the acts that were passed were the Sugar Act and the Tea Act. And Great Britain's Parliament passed the Sugar Act even though they knew that we were in a time of economic depression and the last thing we needed was to increase our debt with taxes. In the Tea Act, yet again, Great Britain thought that they could change everything without a fight breaking out.
So, what issues were placed on the colonies because of these taxes?
Well, the Tea Act started the Boston Tea Party, and this was when my fellow colonists dumped tea into the harbor to prove a point, and this point ended up backfiring on us because Great Britain ended up closing the harbor and forcing us to pay off our debts, and now we're up to our knees in debt.
All right, so thank you so much for your time today, and now back to the main studio with Tanya and
Oh, what crazy views each of these people have.
That's all for today on Channel 13 News.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for next week's news.
Ready?
Baby, like